Was it a perfect football game? My God, no, it was not. Both of these offenses in the first half were kind of pathetic. The teams combined for 1 for 10 on third down conversions at the half. The second half was better. C.J. Stroud himself said afterwards that he was obviously getting his feet underneath him, did some really good things, did some questionable things, but it got better as the game went along. Nick Caley did some good things, did some things that I don't approve of. Game management, that's a whole other issue. We'll get into that as the week goes on. But here are 8 or 9 of my favorite plays, and I can't even remember specifically which ones I grabbed, but I grabbed them for specific reasons. This is not a comprehensive group of highlights, but the first one, honestly, just C.J. Stroud getting Nico Collins involved on in-breaking routes right from the beginning. The Nico Collins we know and love, and that we had seen Davis Mills really connect with a lot. We saw C.J. Stroud today hit him 5 times for 98 yards. He was targeted 10 times, and that was a trend that I think we could see coming, the connection with Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins had 5 catches for 65 yards today. Dalton Schultz had 7 catches for 55 yards. Another thing that we were wondering whether, okay, is it just Davis having a connection with Dalton better than CJ? I think a lot of it is just this offense has, in fits and starts, started to improve, and things are starting to click more so than they had before. I think I've got a couple of defensive highlights after that one because there were some big stops. This is on 3rd and 7. This was... All right. Let's do this. Will Anderson just absolutely truck sticking that poor center. If we watch it, I'm watching this play, and I didn't realize that Will Anderson up there at the top, the linebacker right there on the 42-yard line, was a defensive lineman and not a linebacker. And he just comes, and this poor center, he doesn't have a chance. He probably should have held on that, except it ended up just being a 3rd and 7 incompletion. Or I guess I wouldn't have blamed him if he had held and just pulled him down right there. That was beautiful. The whole day, like obviously Daniel Jones was a statue back there with his broken fibula, allegedly. That couldn't have helped. Right there on the appendix of the lower quarter is what I like to call it. Nobody knows what a fibula does. It wasn't doing much for Daniel Jones today. Third play, again, the failed tush push. This is a bad day for tush pushes in general on both sides. But you see Ty Warren get underneath. Jonathan Taylor tries to pick it up. Everybody swarms in around him. I felt like if Jonathan Taylor had 5 more touches in this game, it could have been ugly. But they did a good job on this one. Texans had one nice tush push, a couple of failed tush pushes. Let's see. Next one I grabbed. Oh, okay. All right. Woody Marks, nice run, right? Kind of juked himself, Alfred Blue style at the end there. A little bit of indecision. Woody Marks is a different guy in open space than Alfred Blue was. He just second-guessed himself. But watch Ed Reed. Or Ed Ingram, not Ed Reed. This one play by Ed Ingram is more impressive than anything Ed Reed ever did when he was with the Texans. All right, you're thinking like, okay, slanting defensive tackle, that's been a problem for the Texans in the past. Works his way up to the backside linebacker, and then just watch this play out. Watch Ed Ingram. Pa! Did you see this? Do you see what I'm watching here? Oh, my God, that's so beautiful. Oh, look at him just on the ground there, too. It's Thanksgiving weekend, and this is what you're doing to a man. That man, he might have a podcast. That's not Zaire Franklin. But Zaire Franklin fast flows here. And this is the kind of thing, if you look at the offensive line in general, this is the kind of thing that would have been 100% a tackle for a loss in the past. Not because of Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon would have made this same cut back. The linebackers are fast flowing. But if you watch first Ed Ingram and the center sort it out. Second, if you look at Titus Howard, minus whatever, wheels back and takes care of Grover Stewart. And I can't stop watching that Ed Ingram hit. Bah! And he does, you know what? He does a little bit of staring at his own work. He could have worked up to somebody else, but I'm not gonna begrudge the man on a day like this where the Texans ascend to 7-5. Things are getting interesting. Okay, this C.J. Stroud on his bootlegs. Just for those of you who didn't see it, we don't need to create any more drama there for you. He stepped out of bounds. But there were multiple times on Boots where he had pressure in his face and he just made nice, accurate throws in timing and in rhythm. There was one that I don't have on here, I don't think, with Leatu really in his face for an extended period of time that was really good. But this set up, and nobody asked any questions about how they got down here. The officials were atrocious on both sides today. The made extra point that was probably a missed extra point, I'm sure will be debated hotly for years to come. But Nick Caley, kudos to a little bit of misdirection. And then Cade Stover and Ariante Ursary. There's Cade Stover, Ariante Ursary lead blocking. Ariante Ursary is really coming along. If we watch Ursary, the left tackle here, pulling. Titus Howard's got his guy taken care of. Who's that? Dalton Schultz at the top there too, pins his bro. The wide receiver up above him is Jaden Higgins. So you got multiple skill position players taking care of their business there. And then Cade Stover and Ariante Ursary really clearing the way up for Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb, man, there were a couple times today. Neither of those guys had incredible days stat-wise or anything. If we look at, let's see. Oh, Woody Marks, 19 carries for 64 yards. Nick Chubb, 9 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. They had some key moments, conversions, scoring runs. Woody Marks to close out the game. Really, like if you had weighted yards after contact based on body weight, like literally weighted, I feel like his might be at the top of the league for a 205-pound guy. He just moves people, as did Nico. Nico Collins versus the Colts is awesome because every single play, every single catch, it seems like he drags at least 3 guys an extra 5 yards. Something kicks into high gear. Okay, this play, not an extreme highlight or anything, but I just watched CJ where CJ looked uncomfortable in the pocket at times today. He did the perfect thing. Instead of trying to bail out the back of the pocket, he found Dalton Schultz, which I really liked. I just thought he looked uncomfortable early on. He took a couple sacks that he probably made worse. But if you watch what it's like, just from a quarterback's perspective, when you're surrounded by these mountainous men, I felt like CJ may have been trying to bail here, but Trent Brown is just so damn massive. He had no choice. He steps up, has Dalton Schultz, guy in his face, Zaire Franklin in his face, and that's a much nicer throw than I think I even gave credit for at the time. Good job to the guys up front keeping the pocket from collapsing completely. There were some compressed pockets today, and it just felt like there were times where CJ you could see him trying to do the right thing, and he had happy feet, and hopefully that's just a matter of getting back out there and getting comfortable. But that one was really good. Let's see. This is the last one that I've got on here. Oh, Nick Caley. This is the one where I'd give him more credit for ingenuity, but also, look, Dalton Schultz, Xavier Hutchinson out there lead blocking. This is like there's things to work on. It's one of these things. It's kind of like advancements in medicine. We always underestimate just how many advancements we've made in medicine because they tend to happen so slowly. We've done incredible things with the heart. You know, heart disease deaths have gone down dramatically in the last 50 years, but it happens incrementally. Likewise, changes on offense for the Texans happen incrementally. But look at so if you look at the left guard and think about the keys for everybody else. You got the left guard pulling off to the right, linebackers biting hard there, but you got Nico Collins coming around the end. Number 7 down there, the cornerback, has got Nico in man, but good luck getting over there. You got big old Trent Brown in your way. Like Trent Brown doesn't even block number 7, but number 7 has to take an orbit like he's a moon of Jupiter, so he can't get there in time. Go back up to the top. Dalton Schultz and Xavier Hutchinson. Dalton Schultz, if you can block 1, that's great. But if you can block 2, he doesn't even have to touch that guy. It's a good day all around. It's not perfect. The offense needs to get better. They need to score more than 20 points with more regularity. But, yeah, and it was interesting. On the broadcast, he had mentioned that sometimes by going against the Texans pass rushers all the time, he gets a distorted view of just what the timing in the pocket should be, certainly during training camp. the Texans have enough good pass rushers that when they're going, like, even, and, I think the Texans probably have some guys that are starters that like to get some scout team reps. It's a testament to the strength of the Texans pass rush, but it is also a reminder that, okay, the offensive line has really done some good things in pass protection too. Some of it is simply the quarterbacks getting the ball out quickly. So whether it's in practice or in games, I think CJ and Davis Mills both have done a great job of getting rid of the ball, and that makes the level of difficulty easier for the offensive line, as the offensive line has also made improvements. This is the Texans to go 7-2 after starting out 0-3. I'm not going to grade them on style points on a win versus the Colts on the road, where the Colts at one point during the week were been favored by 4.5 points. And for the life of me, I honestly don't know how that was happening, because people knew or should have known that Daniel Jones had a fibula issue or a lower leg issue. You could see it in the game last week, and it had been announced before last week's game versus the Chiefs. And it was it was honestly, I don't get insulted by Vegas because it's an objective measure. But honestly, what are you looking at? What are you honestly looking at? Texans defense had some things to clean up today as well. Let's see. I remember that comment. I don't remember which comment. Thank you, Famous Funk, for looking forward to these videos. I look forward to doing them after wins. Let's give CJ a pass for being out for a few weeks. You guys have to remember the Colts played us hard. Yeah, that was a hard-fought game. I mean, it was back and forth. There was bad officiating, bad defensive pass interference calls on both sides. I felt like there was a little bit of a makeup element going with the Texans, and we'll get into some of the bad plays later on in the week. Let's see. And I'm going to, I've got to get ready for KHOU. My friends at KHOU check in around 10:30 or so tonight. And I'll probably I'm going to try to do one of my Believe podcasts either tonight or tomorrow. If you haven't, check that out. Like, subscribe, and everybody have a great evening taking in the rest of this NFL action.